What are the causes of puffy eyes and under eye bags? How can we prevent them? In this video, I'll give you my 5 tips to prevent puffy eyes and under eye bags. This is part 1 of a 2-part video series, and in part 2, I will discuss at-home treatment options as well as surgical options to treat under eye bags. For those who are new to my channel, I'm Dr. Allergy, board certified and fellowship trained cataract and refractive surgeon, ophthalmologist, and cornea specialist. Welcome to my channel, Eye Channel by Eye Surgeon. I'm here to bring you the latest information on eye health and medicine. As a surgical ophthalmologist, I have to stay knowledgeable about the topics that affect my patients' well-being. And one question I often get asked in my clinic is, Dr. Tai, why do my eyelids always look puffy, and how do I get rid of those eye bags? All of us, at some point, may have seen our lower eyelids get puffy, or just after waking up. Notice that some eye bags have appeared in our lower eyelids. Sometimes those eye bags may be temporary, but other times those puffy eyelids may last for a long time. So what causes them, and what can we do to prevent them? There are 4 mechanisms for developing puffy eyelids and under eye bags: fluid retention, dehydration, allergies, and aging changes. Because the causes are different, the prevention tips and treatments vary based on the cause. The first cause, fluid retention, is the most common cause of short-term or reversible eyelid swelling. The skin of our eyelids is some of the thinnest skin in our entire body. The eyelid skin is less than 1 millimeter thick, and it's also very elastic. Therefore, if an excessive amount of fluid accumulates around the eye area, it will stretch the eyelid skin and cause a puffy and swollen appearance in our eyelids, and form eye bags in the lower eyelids. Here are my 4 tips to prevent puffy eyes and the development of under eye bags if the puffiness and swelling of the eyelids are caused by fluid retention. Tip number 1, avoid a high salt diet. We have often heard that a high salt diet may cause increased blood pressure. But you may not know is that one of the major side effects of a high salt diet is that it can cause excessive fluid accumulation in our body. When we eat foods that are very high in salt content, our body tries to compensate by increasing water retention throughout our kidneys, which can result in body parts such as our legs and eyelids becoming swollen. This is why we often see people with chronic kidney disease who also have very puffy eyelids. In general, the dietary guidelines from the CDC recommend consuming less than 2,300 milligrams of sodium daily in the diet. That's about 1 teaspoon of salt per day. However, processed foods typically have a very high sodium content. For example, a cup of canned soup can contain as much as 830 milligrams of sodium. So I always recommend avoiding any processed foods, such as packaged snacks like potato chips, frozen prepared meals, canned soup, etc. I instead recommend eating a diet that's rich in fresh vegetables and fruits in order to prevent excessive water retention in our body from too much salt intake from our diet. To learn more about best foods for eye health, you can check out this video series. Tip number 2, keep your head elevated and avoid a face down position when sleeping. One thing to know is that the accumulation of water content around our eyes is gravity dependent. That means if we maintain a head down position for a prolonged period of time and drink a large amount of water right before going to bed, water in our body tends to follow gravity and accumulate around the area of our body that are at the lowest point. You can see that if you sleep on your stomach in the face down position, the fluid around our head and face will also follow the gravity and accumulate around our eyes where the skin is thin and elastic, and cause us to wake up with swelling around our eyes and baggy appearance in our lower eyelids in the morning. So for people who often wake up with puffy eyes, I sometimes recommend not to drink an excessive amount of water right before bed, and to try to sleep on your back with 1 or 2 pillows to help reduce fluid accumulation around the eyes at night. Tip number 3, avoid alcohol consumption, especially at night. We often consume our alcohol at night, but we may forget that alcohol is a diuretic, which means even though alcohol is a liquid, it actually causes dehydration. If we consume large amounts of alcohol, especially at night, our body will sense the lack of hydration status in our body, and it will kick in its compensatory fluid retention process, causing accumulation of the fluid in our body to preserve water. With the thin and elastic skin around our eyes, they often become saggy from dehydration, and at the same time swollen in the morning due to water retention in our face when we drink a large amount of alcohol the night before. Our eyes may also get puffy the day after drinking because alcohol causes tiny blood vessels around our eyes to become a bit leaky. Eye puffiness and swelling usually goes away in 12 to 24 hours after our body processes the alcohol. Sugary alcoholic drinks such as cocktails are even worse, as the addition of sugar content in those drinks can cause even more dehydration and fluid accumulation around our eyes. And drinks that contain lots of sugar, such as cocktails and beer, will leave skin puffy and inflamed. The sugar in the alcohol enters our bloodstream and causes inflammation. This produces enzymes which break down collagen and elastin, resulting in saggy skin and wrinkles. This process is called glycation. Alcohol also reduces our vitamin A levels, which is a powerful antioxidant, and it has a key role in the production of collagen. As we age, we lose collagen and elastin, which causes the face to sag, so drinking alcohol can speed up the natural aging process of the skin. I would recommend avoiding sugar in drinks, and avoid drinking alcohol right before bed to avoid waking up with puffy or saggy eyes. Alcohol disrupts our normal sleep rhythms, resulting in poor sleep quality and less rejuvenating sleep, which often leads to dark circles under our eyes. Which brings me to tip number 4, keep a regular sleeping schedule and get adequate sleep. An irregular sleeping schedule and inadequate sleep can often interfere with the regular metabolism in our body. We often notice if we didn't get enough sleep the night before, we can wake up with swelling or dark circles around our eyes, a puffy appearance, or eye bags in the lower eyelids. Sleep deprivation can cause our skin to become dull and paler. The dark tissues and blood vessels beneath our skins can start to show. Lack of sleep can also cause disruption of the normal water metabolism, causing fluid to build underneath our eyes, causing them to appear puffy. The dark circles you see may actually be shadows cast by puffy eyelids. As you can see, those are the 4 tips that we can modify in our daily routine to help prevent swelling around our eyes and eye bags forming due to fluid retention. There's one more cause of eyelid fluid retention that I didn't mention before, crying. Of course, it is harder for us to control how much we cry. Crying causes eyelid swelling due to increased inflammatory particles in our eyelid when we cry, which cause an increase in the fluid accumulated in our eyelids. A second mechanism that can cause eye bags or a saggy periorbital appearance is dehydration. As we discussed, fluid retention is a common cause of puffy, swollen eyelids. But did you know that dehydration can also give our eye areas an unwanted appearance? When we're dehydrated, the skin under our eyes becomes floppy and weak, causing bags to form. As I mentioned earlier, this is another reason to avoid alcohol before bedtime. Although alcohol is a liquid, it actually dehydrates the body. Intravascular dehydration can also trigger compensatory fluid retention in the tissues, making the eye area appear puffy as well as saggy. The third mechanism that causes eyelid swelling and darkening is allergies. When we're exposed to allergens are the substances that we're allergic to. There is histamine released into our bloodstream. When there is an increased amount of histamine present in the blood vessels in our eyelids and tear glands, histamine can cause inflammation and fluid retention. This is why eyelid swelling is one of the most common symptoms during an active allergic episode. When you experience eyelid swelling caused by allergies, I always recommend against eye rubbing, as eye rubbing can cause even more inflammation around the eye and worsen eyelid swelling. I do recommend using either over-the-counter allergy eye drops or over-the-counter allergy medications if you're experiencing an active allergic episode to help you improve allergic symptoms. I've listed a few over-the-counter allergy eye drops in the description below that you can check them out. Please keep in mind, oral antihistamine allergy medications can worsen dry eye symptoms. So if you have allergies and are taking allergy medications on a regular basis, I do recommend using over-the-counter artificial tears regularly to prevent dry eye disease. You can check out this video about my top 5 recommended dry eye drops. I will also list links to those drops in the description, so you can check them out. The 4th most common cause of under eye bags is the natural aging changes that occur in the tissues around our eyes. As I mentioned before, our eyelid skin is very thin and elastic, and over time, the collagen in the skin can break down and lose its strength and elasticity. In addition, the muscles around the eyes become weaker as well. There are natural fat pads behind our eyelid skin and muscle, and the collagen fibers and muscle usually form a barrier to maintain those fat pads in proper position and keep them from shifting forward. However, as we age, the strength and elasticity of the collagen fibers decrease. Those fat pads start prolapsing forward and accumulating right under the very thin eyelid, forming eye bags in our lower eyelids. As this mechanism is the result of a natural aging process, there are only a few things we can do to slow down the progression. One thing we can do is my tip number 5 for preventing under eye bags. Stop smoking. Smoking significantly increases the oxidative stress in our body and depletes antioxidants in our body. Therefore, smoking can speed up the collagen breakdown and aging process. That's why smoking can cause early formation of the under eye bags that may not be reversible. Therefore, if you smoke, it is very beneficial to stop smoking as soon as possible to prevent further damage to the natural skin around your eyes. Let me know in the comments below which of the 4 causes I mentioned in this video do you think causes your eyelids to be puffy, and which prevention tip you find most helpful. I hope you find this video helpful. If you have learned anything new, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. Because in part 2 of this video series, I review the treatments you can do at home, as well as some surgical options to get rid of eye bags. Anytime you don't have 10 minutes, you can watch short fun videos about eye care tips on Instagram at Dr. Audrey Tai. You can also follow me on Facebook and LinkedIn at Dr. Audrey Tai to learn more about my practice. I look forward to connecting with you there. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next video.